Hi guys, welcome to a very special Mansell Media Corner, and today I'm going to talk to you about the year 1985. Now you might think, why 1985? What is significance about the year? Well, in terms of pop culture, movies, music, it's an amazing year full of awesome films, TV shows, iconic albums, iconic births, etc. So let's start with the year. And let's start with the movies. It's Arnie Schwarzenegger himself, Earning Commando, directed by Mark L. Lester, who originally did Firestarter, The Funhouse, which is a film by Tobe Hooper. Toby Hooper did Poltergeist, and he also directed The Class of 1999, which came out in 1990, and Class of 1994, which was filmed in 1982. But yeah, what an action classic. Arnie Schwarzenegger himself in Commando. As you can see, Arnie's just beast mode. His fights Vernon Wells, who a lot of people do not know this, was in Mighty Morphin, was in Power Rangers Time Force as Lansik, who was the villain. And we got another classic film. You can see Dino De Laurentiis, since Stephen King's Cat's Eyes. And here he is, The General's Eyes, and Drew Barrymore. What an awesome film this is. As you can see, Drew Barrymore and James Woods. There's the symbiosis of the trilogy. Of course, he's very young, Drew Barrymore. There's the Lewis Teague, who directed this film. Alan Silvestri, who's going to be in a little bit in terms of soundtracks. Not forgetting one of the great films in this particular year, The Goonies. Richard Donner again, an awesome director, no longer with us. Of course, Francis, who did the first two Superman films. Here is the main man Sloth. And if I'm not mistaken, then the lady there was from Latin from Mama from the train, and I think that might be not 100%, but I think he recently won director at the Oscars, but a short round, I think, but I'm not too sure. But that's very young Thanos there. But again, what an awesome film. Highly recommend, of course. Appearance. Yeah, back to Dino. Now it's off on me. Alan Silvestri's soundtrack, who would like to do one of the great films. Doc Brown, Marty McFly, ring a bell? That's right. It's the legendary Back to the Future, came out this particular year, and Police Academy 2, which I've recently watched. Brilliant sequel. Then you've got Now, I'm not 100% sure on this, but it's National Lampoon's European Vacation, whether it's the first or the second. If anyone knows, please leave in the comments. But we also had Jewel of the Nile out of Africa, I think Robert Redford and Meryl Streep. Once Bitten with a very young Jim Carrey. The Stuff and films a lot like that, and Black Cauldron. But in terms of television wise, what a year. In America you've got the likes of Mask. I remember having the toys when I was little and constantly playing with them. Then we had Thundercats, of course, Droids, which was like to be on Saturday Superstore in the United Kingdom, and Ewoks as well, the cartoon show, and of course the legendary raccoons. And I'm not too sure if this is his first ever appearance, but it is. Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd and Mr. Willis himself, and Bruce Willis, that is. But in the United Kingdom, there's some legendary shows, starting with, of course, EastEnders, legendary BBC soap opera, still going strong. Neighbours, which is going to return, I think, this year at some point, or next year. Then we've got Telly Addicts with Noel Edmonds. Then also Howard's Way, I remember that show. And Bertha, which was a great kids show in 1985. So that's the film and TV. However, in sports, there's a special event in 1985, I think. We had it March 31st. All I gotta say, from a WWE fan, this was a game changer. As you can see, the results and matches what took place. But what a game changer, you can see. Not too sure Billy Martis, but there he is with the legendary Howard Finkel and an iconic boxer in his own right in Muhammad Ali. The amazingly Barati with his dancers, and Hulk Hogan, then the World Heavyweight Champ, and B.A. Baracus himself, Mr. T. Here's Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. Hulk Hogan, the legend that he is Tito Santana. The execution, I'm not too sure that is behind the mask, etc. Is the late great Andre Johnson, Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy, and the Mouse of the South, Jimmy Hart, who looks amazing for his age. Wendy Richter and Cyndi Lauper. He got an iconic feud back then. It's not of Vince and Hulk Hogan, but it's Roddy Roddy Piper and the legendary Hulk Hogan. So that's WrestleMania. But in terms of comic books, DC wise, we just get to it. We've got Crisis on Infinite Earth. But again, a really epic storyline. From April of 1985 to March 1986. There's some images. Iconic cover that is of Superman carrying Wonder Woman. That's Superman and Supergirl. That was the big storyline going into comics. But in television, again, big event this year was the legendary Live Aid. Of course, famous for Freddie Mercury, but there was lots of other amazing artists. Like the Coldstream Guards. Then you got Stadium Square, which was a great performance. Of course, U2 represented the Irish constituency in the United Kingdom. What a set list that was. And you had Bryan Adams, the legendary, just still going strong. Of course, Queen dominated for the first part. Of course, you had the likes of The Who, Simple Minds. Madonna, Freddie Mercury and Brian May had Wham as well appearance. See the extras, you had Very Young and Excess before they made a commercial, of course, Sir Cliff himself. You had a reunion of Black Sabbath with Ozzy Osbourne, Bill Ward on drums, Geezer Butler on bass and Tony Iommi on guitar. Now let's go to the albums. There's some legendary artists who were touring all this. Mighty Deep Purple, this was the classic Mark II lineup with with Ian Gillan on vocals, Roger Glover on bass, the legendary Richie Blackmore on guitar, the late great John Lord on keyboard, and Ian Pace on drums. Again, let me just show you what that was playing. Almost the same as Made in Japan, which was 72, I do believe. But this covered majority of the Perfect Strangers. I'm going to show you eventually. You can see. Start with the legendary Hollow Star, Gypsy's Kiss, Lazy. And as you can see, boys and girls, you can actually see a bit of my face. But yeah, that's the legendary Network. And of course, modern fans love this artist because of a certain song called Running Up the Hill. It's only the legendary Kate Bush. With the Hands of Love, what an album as well. What a legendary artist. And for somebody in the Bluetooth community, Nigel, or Nige as he calls himself, who will approve of this, the Mighty Iron Maiden with Live After Death. And interesting, I've got a bit of a question then for people who like comedy. Now, Iron Maiden open for Bad News. Now, my question is, it's quite a fun. Who were the members of Bad News? And who were the comedians who played them? That's the question. Leave in the comments if any if anyone remembers. But anyhow, that's the legendary Iron Maiden, who also played Rio de Janeiro, and they had the likes of, I think it was AC/DC. Definitely Queen played there. There's a double headlining between Iron Maiden and Queen. But what a set list. Then we've got, and I remember my father having this cassette. It was Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. What an album by an awesome rock band themselves. It was also part of Live Aid. And the legendary Dire Straits. But in terms of singles, there's some awesome songs going out primarily around soundtrack. So Don't You Forget About Me, which is from Blu-ray Bullet Bit, aka Pete. Favourite film, The Breakfast Club. Then you have We Don't Need Another Hero from Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome. Then Spies Like Us by Paul McCartney, the legendary Beatles bass player, etc. So that's like movies and like soundtracks. But back to the films. Then we've got Weird Science, The Breakfast Club, and I think St. Elmo's Favourite, which is on my mind at the moment, but the actor sung by the great John Parr. But Breakfast Club's by John Hughes. I think he also did, but I'm not 100% sure, Weird Science. But what two great films they are. Iconic to say the least. But in terms of, and another film I've just remembered, Young Sherlock Holmes, which I know another legendary YouTuber, Mr. Jamie Powell himself, big fan of, but yeah, in terms of, but also quite a sad time, the deaths I'm going to mention. There's Noel Gordon of Crossroads, who passed away this particular year, and also the legendary Rock Hudson, who passed away this year, and also the late great Orson Welles, who would later, not too sure if Transformers the film came out, but yeah, I think he voiced Optimus Prime, but I'm not too sure. Anybody remember, leave in the comments. But in a lot more positive note, we had the birth of one of my heroes in the BlueTube community, and a lot of people love him as well. Old Jim Jam movies himself, James Millership. Two sporting legends, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lewis Hamilton. But back to the rest of them, which I didn't know. He was born in 1985, can't see him, but there he is. The tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, was born on this particular year. Let's finish off talking about some of the toys what like I used to play with. So, 1985, Muppet Babies appeared, and I remember having a Kermit the Frog Muppet Babies plush. And again, shout out to the legendary Alan himself, Kermit's Ghost. And then also Also, some more legendary toys what came out this year. The biggest toy in the United Kingdom was Teddy Ruxpin. I think may have had a comic for the TV show. And of course, not forgetting Thundercats with Lino, etc, etc. Of course, I said it earlier, Mask. And also I think the He-Man and Masters in the Universe was still going strong. But that's some of the highlights of 1985. Please leave your comments in the box. What are some of your highlights of 1985 in terms of films, TV, music, what have you? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Mansell Media Corner. And that's a little bit of 1985. Like I said, you know, about bad news. If anyone knows who the members of Bad News are, and the comedians, then you're truly a great legend. Because I know, but I'm not going to tell you. Anyhow, goodbye for now. I'll see you when, and I possibly may do 1984 yet, but not too sure. But there'll be more. But there'll be some more videos coming up soon. Bye for now.